Now it's a beautiful Sunday morning, and a lot of persons are saying that Xbox is dead because Halo is coming to PlayStation. But I am saying today that hear what? Xbox is keeping PlayStation alive. Yes, here's why. Now, Halo Combat Evolve is getting a remake. Now, this is a good move by the Halo studio because there are millions of gamers, young gamers, who don't know the greatness of Halo. They are stuck playing Fortnite and so forth. So, this might be a good introduction to persons who may not know how great Halo is. Now, there is something about this announcement that has the entire PlayStation community and the Pony Nation rejoicing, yes?
Cause he promised me. If you got it, let me see your hand. Help me do it. I've been praying for a and I ain't gonna give up.
So why are these ponies getting on so wassy? You see, they would have announced for the first time that Halo, the game that started it all for Xbox, is coming to PlayStation. Yes, Microsoft is giving the PlayStation community a taste of Halo. Now, why do I say they are giving them a taste? Because remember, this Halo Combat Evolve will not have the multiplayer.
I beg your pardon.
So the PlayStation crowd would only be getting, the campaign and of course couch co-op and online co-op. Now, this is very interesting that they are not giving them the full, experience of Halo. But you know what's funny, guys? All of these ponies rejoicing for this 25-year-old game. And as far as I remember, there were a lot of ponies in the past saying that Halo was trash. Yes, I remember that. I remember when the PlayStation community was saying that Halo was trash, but all of a sudden, they are saying that here what Halo is good now because they are going to play it. I mean, the hypocrisy of the PlayStation community knows no bounds. Yes, they keep exposing themselves every time I make one of these videos. Yes, but I will continue to expose these ponies. I will continue to do it. Now, there are some Xbox fans who are upset with Microsoft that they would have basically put the last pillar of Xbox, which is Halo. And I do understand why some of the Xbox fans would be upset because they come from my era. We would have grown up in the late 80s, 90s era where we would have seen, all of these games be exclusive to a particular platform. Our era, we know that when it is you buy a particular box, it will have exclusive content to that. You see, having exclusive content gives us bragging rights. Bragging rights that we are able to play this game compared to, another platform. But what are the benefits to both the gamers and the company when it comes to having these games exclusive? Remember, in order for the company to keep any game exclusive, they also need to see a benefit. That's the incentive for them keeping it exclusive. And quite frankly, the biggest games today are games that are on multiple platforms. And this is what these companies want. Whether we want to admit it or not, the companies want their games to be as big as Fortnite, that is seeing more than a million persons playing their game on a weekly basis. They want to be like Battlefield. They want to be like Call of Duty. All of these games is where the Halo team and Microsoft wants their multiplayer games to be. Now I know there are some Xbox fans who are saying, no, Jay, they should have never bring Halo to another platform. But let's be honest, you who is angry that Halo is going to other platforms, when was the last time you played Halo? We need to be honest. When was the last time you would have heard one of your friends or you saw somebody in your Xbox party chat playing Halo? Halo is not just the juggernaut how it used to be in the early 2000s, in the mid 2000s. It's just not the juggernaut as it used to be. Now we have other games that persons are looking to play. Even Xbox fans are looking to play other games other than Halo. So if Microsoft is seeing that this is a way to revamp the franchise, bringing it to new players, bringing it to more players, and we can have a healthy community in Halo, I say, okay, no problem, let's try it, let's do it, right? But when we look at the stats of Halo, we see the stats. Persons aren't playing Halo how it used to be. Look at it, 3,000. This is Halo Infinite. Look at Halo, the Master Chief Collection. That's 8,000, a little more than Halo Infinite. So yes, Halo needs to be revamped. Yes, this could be a nice introduction. Halo Combat Evolved to new gamers, but we need some, innovation when it comes to Halo, and a little bit of modernization when it comes to Halo, to bring it up to this current time. So that is reason number one as to why Xbox is putting Halo onto other platforms, because Xbox players aren't playing Halo how they used to. So there's no incentives for Microsoft or Xbox to keep this exclusive just to Xbox. Now, another reason as to why it is they are bringing this to other platform is that other companies are doing the same. The business as a whole, they are putting their games everywhere, with the exception of Nintendo, of course. Even Sony, the market leader, is bringing their games to other platforms. For example, could you point which game, with the exception of Astrobot, which franchise, is not on PC? Look at this list here. Which one of these PlayStation first-party games are not on PC? They are all on PC. Now, if the argument is that the reason why Microsoft putting their games onto PlayStation and other platforms is because of ABK. Well, did Sony buy ABK? Why did Sony bring some of their games over to Xbox, to PC? The majority is on PC. Did they too buy ABK? If you are saying that Xbox players don't buy games, that is why the games went to PlayStation. Well, then why did Sony bring MLB The Show to Xbox? Why? I mean, look who is the publisher. PlayStation. Sony Interactive is the publisher of MLB The Show. Why did they do that? I mean, why are they doing the same thing as Xbox? Why didn't Sony stop Kojima from bringing Death Stranding to Xbox? I mean, they're not doing the same thing as Xbox. That's clear. So why didn't they stop them from bringing this game to Xbox? Every time you boot these games up, you see PlayStation Studios on the screen. And of course, the kicker, the game you're seeing on the screen right now, which is Helldivers 2, that game is on Xbox. Yes, according to many reports, it is Sony who went to Arrowhead and said to put this game onto Xbox. Sony said to take their most successful multiplayer game and throw it on Xbox. This is where the industry is going. So that's the second reason as to why Microsoft is bringing this 25-year-old game to PlayStation. I mean, even this method acknowledged that Sony is doing the same thing as Microsoft.
Yeah, here, and today we're talking about that post that has very much pissed off the entire internet, which is the fact that last night's PlayStation said something very, very strange. PlayStation officially said that the future of PlayStation isn't necessarily just playing games on your PS5, your PS6. It's actually about more than that. They said we're building a dedicated team to take the very best PlayStation experiences and put them into other places like the Nintendo Switch 2, like PC, and to Xbox. They officially said we're going to be focusing more on putting PlayStation games on Xbox.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So put simply, this is where the industry is going. Now, I would admit that Microsoft is by far the most aggressive company to bring their games to other platforms. But although Sony is taking their time does not mean it's not coming. The whole slate is coming. And the other reason as to why this game is going to PlayStation is because of what Matt Booties would have said here. Listen.
Xbox's prized sci-fi franchise is heading to PlayStation as part of a strategic shift away from exclusivity. Microsoft is bringing Halo to Sony's competing console for the first time. Our biggest competition isn't another console, said Matt Booty, the president of Xbox Game Content and Studios, adding, we are competing more and more with everything from TikTok to movies. By Zachary Small, October 24th, 2025. 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Remaking a classic video game with modern technology to reach both nostalgic and new audiences has become commonplace in an industry facing financial challenges. So it was not a huge surprise when Microsoft announced on Friday that it would release an updated version of Halo Combat Evolved next year, the influential game's 25th anniversary. One detail, though, was astounding. The sci-fi franchise that has helped the company sell 4 generations of Xbox consoles and generate billions of dollars is coming to the Sony PlayStation, Microsoft's direct competitor. For the first time, it is the equivalent of Disney letting Mickey Mouse roam Universal Studios. We are all seeking to meet people where they are. Matt Booty, the president of Xbox Game Content and Studios, said in an interview about Microsoft's strategic shift system. Booty said consumers no longer have a strong attachment to the actual devices they use to play games. Our biggest competition isn't another console, he said, adding, we are competing more and more with everything from TikTok to movies. There are signs the strategy is working. Between April and July, 6 of the top 10 best-selling games on Sony's consoles were Microsoft properties. Near the top was Forza Horizon 5, 4 years after it was initially released for Xbox consoles. Microsoft declined to provide PlayStation 5 sales figures for Forza Horizon 5 and Gears of War Reloaded, a remake that was released in August. Sony did not respond to a request for comment by releasing the first Halo and Gears of War titles on the PlayStation 5 decades later. Microsoft is introducing lucrative franchises to loyal Sony gamers. Games in both franchises, including a 2011 remake of Halo Combat Evolved, have been playable on computers. That exposure may pay dividends if Microsoft brings Gears of War E-Day, which has a 2026 release date, and Halo Infinite's eventual follow-up to the PlayStation 5. Any full-price sales on Sony's console would be particularly important for Microsoft.
So there you have it. Matt Booty is saying that PlayStation is not their competition. Nintendo is not their competition. Now, is what Matt Booty here have any facts to it? Well, let me be the first one to say that if Microsoft really wants, they could end PlayStation tomorrow. Yes, you heard me right. Microsoft could get PlayStation out of the gaming business tomorrow if it is they wanted. Now, why do I make such a bold statement? Well, put simply, look at this. Month after month after month after month, which games are the top games on PlayStation? Do you see a trend? Microsoft games, Call of Duty, Minecraft, Forza. Month after month, you look at the top games on PlayStation platforms are Microsoft games. The mere fact that Microsoft is allowing PlayStation to have these games and not make it exclusive shows that here what the type of power that Microsoft have over PlayStation. Now, just for the sake of science, I did ask ChatGPT and those other AI services, what if Microsoft decided to pull Call of Duty off of PlayStation? Now, I purposely said Call of Duty alone. I didn't say Minecraft and all the rest of franchises. But notice what AI said. If Microsoft removed games like Call of Duty from PlayStation, the damage would be severe, potentially causing a mass exodus of players, a significant drop in hardware and software sales, and a damaged reputation for PlayStation. As stated by Sony's Interactive Entertainment, this loss of a major revenue stream and a key driver for console purchase would fundamentally alter PlayStation's competitive position in the market and could lead to a business that would never recover, according to Sony. So these words aren't my words, these words aren't the AI words. Sony themselves said this. Potential impact on PlayStation, significant revenue loss, player desertion, loss of market share, reputational damage, all of these things would happen. So Microsoft could kill PlayStation in the morning. You now understand why I made that statement. But Microsoft is not doing it because why? It benefits them and it benefits gamers to have this additional revenue stream coming in from PlayStation gamers. Prior to Microsoft bringing their games to PlayStation, they never had access to PlayStation gamers. So guess what? Microsoft is seeing big benefits to this. Now, we don't care what benefits Microsoft see. What is in it for us? For those who decide to stay on the Xbox platform, I am saying that here what? The next console, they would have access to all other platform games. That's number one. Number two, because of Game Pass, they can get all these games they want and don't have to pay an upfront $70 to $80. And that to me is a big selling point. Now, tell me what you think. Do you think I'm capping when I said that Microsoft could end Sony in the morning? but they are not doing it. This is their choice to bring these games over to PlayStation. Let me know in the comment sections below. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.